Welcome to graphs. So we're going to go over a little terminology here before we get into this. This, in a graph, you'll hear this referred to as a vertex or a node. Vertex is actually the proper terminology, but you will hear people refer to this as a node sometimes. And I'm going to bring up another one of these. So now let's connect these two. And this is called an edge or a connection. Edge is actually the proper term, but you will hear people say connection. But this should be called an edge. So I'm going to bring in another vertex here. And one of the things about graphs is this new vertex can connect to this vertex. It can connect to this vertex, or it can connect to both. There's no limitation to how many other vertices a particular vertex can connect to or have edges with. So what do we use these graphs for? Let's say that we want to go from here to here. This would be like a Maps app, like a GPS on your phone. Well, obviously the wrong way to go would be to go this way and then up this way, because there's a much faster way to just go one hop like that. But one of the things about graphs is we can weight these edges like this. Now the most efficient way to go, because you want to go the least cost path, would be to go this way. You don't want to go this way because there's probably traffic on that road. This is something we also use in routing protocols on a network. You might have two very fast links and one very slow link. It would be better to have that extra router hop to be able to send your data. That's another example of a graph. So there's another aspect of edges that we're going to look at here. Let's say this is Facebook and you have you and a friend. The friend is friends with you and you are friends with them in Facebook with normal accounts, not like celebrity accounts or things like that, but just a normal friend. You are friends with each other. So that is a bidirectional relationship. And if you have all bidirectional edges, it is generally represented with a line without arrows. It's assumed that if there aren't arrows, that it's bidirectional. So now let's change this. Instead of you and a friend, let's say it's you and a celebrity on, say, Twitter or Instagram. This is a one-way relationship. On those platforms, you can follow someone without them following you back. In fact, in this situation, it is most likely that they are not following you back. So that is a one-way relationship. Now, in this course, the way we are going to build our graphs is that all of the edges are going to be bidirectional and they are not going to be weighted. But I wanted to show you that those are possibilities and those are things that we do with graphs. I also wanted to point out that we have seen a couple of graphs in this course. A binary tree is a type of graph that just has the limitation that it can only point to two other items, and each of the connections are directional. And in the tree section, we mentioned that we had seen another tree, and that was a linked list. So linked lists are trees, and trees are graphs. Therefore, a linked list is also a graph. But typically what we think of is something that looks like this when we think of graphs.